hit the like button, whatever it is, because we got everything y'all need, man. Listen, and what you ain't looking for, you gonna be looking for it then.
Scribe or Deebo gonna whoop your ass.
Man, they say the Steelers just, they say they got lucky, man. They say Steelers got lucky, but it's hope that, the rivalry that Aaron provides a little bit of rivalry. I mean, it's, they say it's watered down in the AFC over here with us in the North. That's what they're saying. But Mike did say, hey, you go into business with Aaron Rodgers for days like this.
Yeah.
I agree with him 100% because that's what I thought we was getting all day. You first signed him. I was like, yo, I ain't gonna say like 285 yards a game, but I thought we was gonna get something that was effective,
Yeah.
My thing is this though.
Let me hear it.
We got him for days like this. I thought we got him just for the season to play like this all year. But with that being said, I don't want to feel like we got to wait till we get to the 12th hour to make the necessary changes that we saw was needed the previous 12 weeks and we just did nothing about it. So if that's the case and we continue to the offense continues to play like this, like they did last week or somewhere around it, close to it, then somebody got to be responsible for not changing that the previous first weeks, right?
Yeah.
And then, I'll say again, the defense. Hold up. Let me say this. If the offense continues to play this way, okay, and the defense continues to play the way they played, giving up the numbers that they did against the Ravens, the outcome will not be the same. And I highly doubt we'll get calls, that we did against them that essentially helped us win the game. And to think about this, the crazy thing is the offense played the best game they done played all year. And without those two questionable calls, we could have still lost the game.
No, for sure. For sure. We could obviously do better. And this is the thing, too. The division is, you can only be who you play. The Ravens are leading in the division. So us being in a sorry division right now is, no, that's what I'm saying. Once we beat them. But I'm saying us being able to lead the division now is good because end of the day, you got to be who you play, and that's our litmus right now to be able to get in the playoffs. We had to beat them no matter how we beat them. Ugly, good, defense do good, whatever. We got out of that stadium with a dub. So I feel you. But moving forward, I know our defense, I've seen us play at a very, very high level. And offense, too. This game was really good. But I seen A-Rod doing the scramble. He threw for 4 touchdowns, no picks before this season. So I seen him do that also. So I'm like, A-Rod having him, and he says we're going into business because later on in the year, when it's getting cold, when we're trying to make the playoffs win, it doesn't matter how you win, but you just better make sure you do win. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what he's saying to going into these games with A-Rod having a vet quarterback. Defense, I've seen them do it before too. Offense, I like it. I've seen them do this before too. It's just our team needs to have way more consistency. We don't know which team is going to come into the stadium. Just come in that stadium team as a good team.
I want to know what's stopping that. What do you think is stopping that consistency? Do you think it's play? Do you think
I think it's play?
It's
I think it's play because a lot of the times that I'm seeing things, Deebo, it's somebody getting beat. It's somebody dropping the pass. It's a lot of the stuff is self wounds. Like my man Eccles, I'm gonna speak on him because a lot of the time I be on him because I'm like, dude, I see the coverage. You need to be just in your assignment, and then you can make the play. Like it's not all about you like having to be perfect. It's just about you not blowing anything. Everybody needs to not be out there doing any MAs. If we don't have any MAs and somebody just beats you at that play, then okay, I can live with that. I can't live with us doing MAs, turnovers, dumb things. So I think it's the play. Dudes, y'all better go out there and no matter what the play is, be in your gap. Do what the job is said to do. And if the job then is bad, then we'll figure out the call. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the stuff I see more is player-based, some stuff that I'm like, y'all done it before, good. Stop getting hit out your gaps. You know what I'm saying? Catch the ball. Don't turn it over. So with A-Rod, I want us to don't try to do crazy things. Just don't
On
do
offense, I'll say this.
bad
I think
things.
it's more of what they're called or allowed to call, because we ain't never threw the ball down the field that much.
Okay.
We never threw the ball down the field that much. Period. Like whatever it's called, that's the route they got to run. So obviously it was something that was said or done that changed how the offense operated. When it comes down to the defense, a lot of what I saw, not this game, but previous games, was just schematics. I'm seeing people doing the same thing, different people doing the same thing, and it's not that everybody's doing something wrong. That's how you done schemed it out, and it wasn't working. Having last week, having our corners and safeties try and fill down in the line, that was not happening.
Yeah.
Like they tried it for a hot second with Baltimore, and we changed it up and figured out how we were going to adjust to it. But I just feel like it's a combination of the two, and when you are not put in the positions to be able to be effective, because it's not every man with a gap. It could be somebody that has two gaps. It could be somebody where, oh, well, we'll worry about that if it ever comes to it. And I know it's things like that that's going on. So guys have to play, yes, 100%. But at the same time, they got to be put in positions that they can make those plays.
No, 1,000%.
Yeah, so that's.
Let me see.
Like I said, it's for me, it's a combination of the both. But looking back on what we've seen, not including this game, dude, it was times where I'm just like, yo,
no,
that is schematically wrong.
When you say that thing of, because the schematically part that I understand is when they ran that play on us 29 times, the same play, and
here's the thing,
gotta be able
that
to
play was actually zoned out, that if they fit it exactly how they're supposed to, then they would be able to make that play. It's just that guys were not in their gaps. And then when it came down to it, it was usually like a gap left open that he didn't take it to, because we weren't really getting down to it anyway. But you're asking us, you're asking a corner to come down here and play like a linebacker, snap. What was it, 20, 30 snaps? Come on. When they got big bodies, we need big bodies. We have to figure out how to cover that some other way. And like I said, all that they were doing there, I think it's just from, trying to tweak the defense here and there to make it work better for the talent or for the skill set of players that you got. I think what we've been doing a lot of over the last 10 years is we've been drafting players. We've been drafting players and not players for the position that we need them to fill. I need a D lineman that's going to be able to hold up in the run game, because he's an interior D lineman. Like, I need, an outside guy that can be able to, rush the ball. We don't drop anymore. So we used to have guys that, had to be able to drop, curl flat, had to be able to cover seam, at least, be able to chase with the number two. Like, it's times where, like I said, you look and I'm locked on the slot receiver, and I'm going like this, looking back at RC, like, hey, you see I'm on two by myself, right? Lean this way.
No, for sure.
But that was something that with Dick LeBeau's defense, man, it was a lot of nuances of it that, you had to know everything about it. And when it got to, I think when I went to Cincinnati in 2013, it just turned into like, it was a lot of players. I won't say a lot. It was like just a few players that were young, and they were in there starting, and it's hard to learn that defense, and they were making big mental errors, small mental errors, and when you do that in Coach LeBeau's defense, it strikes up the band. But that's not how I know Coach LeBeau operated for the most part. Like, I think the only person that ever started as a rookie in Coach LeBeau's defense was Kendro Bell, and we ran all those Mac defense, like the gap Mac guns, so all that stuff. So it basically just told the Mac, hey, get out of here and blitz ABCD, and then the linebackers or whoever else would pick up whatever his coverage was. But, when we got to the position, I think where we just started, we started drafting for the player and not the position that the player needed to fill, I think is when, things started going downhill a little bit. And then we had a point where, I think between 2016 to about 20.
Yeah, that's when
back up.
Yeah, I got there at
around
17. We was in
right.
there like 5. We went 3. We did real good, man. We did
right. And they were back up there. And then I think in was it 21, things started going down again. And from there it just continued to go down. I don't know if it was just more changes because I'm not there to see it. I don't know if that's what it was, but looking at it now, like I know just from looking at the scheme of like this stuff is just it's not correctly gapped out.
The one thing that you said big time that hits me hard, like when I went there and it ended up being a really good defense, was if you don't have vets that really you got to know football. You got to be able to communicate and like be able to talk to linebackers, be able to talk to the safeties and know what do we see? And we see the same things, you know what I'm saying? So if there's they can't be gray. So we would do some extra meetings. So like you said, it wasn't just exactly black and white. I would have to do meetings, Minka, you know what I'm saying, with Vince Williams. I love Vince because Vince, if he didn't know something, Vince gonna come ask you. Vince gonna like this. I don't like the gray, Joe. Like I'm like, neither do I, Vince. So we need to figure this out. So we're gonna
lock it. But who why wouldn't that be told, to Vince by his coach? You see what I'm saying? Like you got to sit down.
I know. I'm with you because there was just like you said, there were certain.
It was things that was being told.
Yes,
different by different people for the same defense, and it was like, yo. Just because, again, as you said, just because you did it this way don't mean that's what we do it. They want us to do it this way. We can't do it that way.
Yeah. But what makes you good is if you have to have people that end up being like, there sometimes has to be some extra. Like if everybody's not seeing things the same way, you have to get onto the same accord because at the end of the day, you're on the field. You know what I'm saying? So I would hope that the coaches and everybody was setting this stuff up right, but I just know when I was there, we would have to have a little bit of extra meetings just so there's no gray, making sure linebackers and corners see things the same way. Is this getting passed off? Is this high-low? You know what I'm saying? Are you taking this or not? You know what I'm saying? So the extra stuff to it because when you know, like you, Deebo, when you know,
like we ain't do when Coach LeBeau was there, we didn't have that. We knew what it was. Everybody coached the same thing. This is exactly what it was.
That's not.
And now you think, look at this. So in 13, I think I ended up going to Cincinnati. In 12, we were number 1 defense. In 13, I think they ended up dropping to 13 ranked. And then in 8, and then in 14, it was 18. And then Coach LeBeau wasn't renewed. And it was said that his defense was old. It was getting out. No, that's not what happened. It was younger players being put in positions to play that weren't necessarily ready to play. And with that, happening, you lose the knowledge of the position you're playing because now this player hasn't been there long enough to know everything that's going on, but they're forced into playing now because they may be a higher draft choice or something like that. And you've seen that happen in 13, seen it happen in 14. And then when I came back in 14, I'm like, okay, it's sort of like the same defense. It was pretty much the same. And then when 15 rolled, it just totally changed. It was supposed to be the same defense, but they were changing parts of the defense to fit what it is that they wanted to do. And you can't do that. When you do that, you mess up the whole defense because each defense has a weakness, just as each offense does, and they have checks and adjustments to it. So for us, when you do that, you added another hole to the defense, if not 2 or 3. And now you have guys out of position. You have guys, or not even out of position. It's just that the change puts them out of position and they can't get to something else that would have been covered, otherwise. Coach LeBeau would tell us, okay, we know what this weakness is. I know what this weakness is. If this happens, hey, we just got to rally to the ball. They may get, 8, 10 yards. We just got to make the tackle. And I think us trying to change that
You're trying to cover up. You can't cover up that play. You got everything else covered. But if they get this one, we might got to just rally, catch and tackle, fight another down. But trying to cover up everything is going to make a whole nother problem. I get you 1,000%.
Yeah. So, but let's go on over here to Cleveland. Cleveland say, hey, Shadot go be #1 for the rest of the season, Joe. Hey,
yes.
Joe, how you feel about this? What took him so long, Joe?
You tell me. I'm just as confused as you.
Hey, man, listen. They had to have undeniable proof numbers.
Yeah.
Where they could no longer say, hey, it's week to week. Well, this man just went out here and did something y'all ain't had done since 1950. If you go in there and say it's week to week, we know you ain't for him.
No. And like, it's just now, I mean, the good thing is Dylan Gabriel, he got his starts out there. He had his chance to see if he could be the guy. He ended up going down with a concussion. Now, my man Shador gets the same opportunities. It's only his 3rd start. And I'm not, this is from no practice with the firsts, none of that stuff. He's just showing that he has the ability to, if he gets reps and continues to play, he's going this way. He's getting better. And I'm not saying none of these games have been perfect. He's still got things that he can do a whole lot better. And I know that, and I know he knows that. Pocket presence, being able to make a little bit quicker decisions, being able to spin out that slow spin, it just gets me every time. But eyes downfield, being able to make those passes, I love it. So, I mean, the good thing, it's going to be a tough schedule coming ahead. I just want the team to be there for him because they're mathematically eliminated right now, Deebo. There's nothing that the Browns can't go to the playoffs. I don't want people to start cashing it in on him. He needs them and needs everybody to be trying to go at the best of their abilities. Right now, you can't. The season's kind of over, but dude, you better go play for the name on your back and play for, you know what I'm saying, just for the next team. You may not be with the Browns or whatever. This is when you start having, these are the talks, Deebo, that we used to have. When you're mathematically eliminated, people get to worrying about the offseason, what they about to do next year. Like, no. For Shador right now, he's going to have a tough stretch of these last 5 games. So he's going to need that, for real, have a team with him, have everybody really locked in, fighting for him and for their own job because you're pros and this is what you do. Because I say that being in locker rooms that have been mathematically eliminated, you see people checking out. That's not cool. And I've never been that person. You are, the honest guy don't lie. You are what you put on tape. And I never want to be that person like try to, no. What you see is what you get. You want to do what you can do every single time you put your best foot out there. But shit gets weird when you're in locker rooms that are losing and mathematically eliminated and people are looking for their jobs. Coaches trying to protect their jobs and really like, shit gets weird in those locker rooms. So I just want them to stay motivated, still fight for Shador because it's time. Like, I think he can be the quarterback, the leading quarterback for this franchise. I don't know if the coach is going to be there with him. I think they need somebody that's going to support Shador, be full all in, want that swag, want to help him be successful. So that's just a whole nother thing for next year. But just continuing with this season, I need them to go out there and fight for him because, once you get mathematically eliminated, people start acting funny. And I need them to block for him, protect them. Everybody try to get deals, man. You might not be with the Browns, but just fight for that next team. So that's what I got to say. Just trying to give my Browns some hope, some love, because Shador is going to need it, you know what I'm saying, for these next couple of games coming up.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't know the feeling of it because I've never been in that situation where you're just playing for nothing,
Deebo, you supposed to be my friend. I mean, can
I'm just saying.
I know you. All right, but
I would agree with you. I guess.
You know what, Deebo?
It's okay, Joe.
You know what,
okay, Joe?
You know what,
Joe?
Yeah, that's why I know I'm a real.
Listen,
leader.
Joe.
They need me in the locker room.
I am OJ. I'm okay, Joe. Okay.
I'm gonna egg your house.
You go egg my you said you ain't want nobody egging your house, then you go egg my house?
I'm joking, Deebo. I'm joking. You made me feel some type of way. You just